In this video, we're going to take a look at the Ross Colorado LT fly reel. Now this is a very unique fly reel because it is the lightest in its class. All three models actually weigh under 3 ounces. So there's 3 sizes. This is the largest size, the 4-5 size. There's also a 3-4 and a 0-3. Now those all just correlate to the fly line and fly rod size. So you just match it up to the size of your line and your rod. So now this is a click and pawl reel, which it makes that little clickety sound. It has a metal clicker that acts as the drag or the resistance to the reel. Now this reel does not have an adjustable mechanical disc drag per se. It is purely that clicker which adds the resistance to the reel. Now if you need more resistance, you can just simply palm the reel and that will add as much resistance as you want. You can stop a fish or break it off if you need to just by palming the reel. So it kind of goes back to those days where it's between the man and the fish and it's pure skill. No drag, no nothing to aid the battle of you fighting a big fish. So the really neat thing to this reel is that it is only made of 15 different pieces and parts. Now all those parts are designed and made in Colorado, and not a single one of them is plastic. So that is really cool, really unique to just Ross. And one of my favorite features here is the reel handle. Would have been real easy for them just to do what every other reel company does and just slap a piece of plastic on there, especially if it's black, to match the whole reel. They did something a little different. They wanted to stand out. They wanted to really focus on quality materials, so they put this canvas laminate, which is real similar to micarta, used in knife handles. And the neat thing about this material is it still stays pretty sticky and pretty grippy when it gets wet. So that's perfect on a fly reel because that handle is going to get wet an awful lot, and plastic gets pretty slippery when you get water on it. So now these reels are all machined from one solid block of aluminum, and you can see they did some pretty extreme porting on these reels, and that's what makes it so light, and that's also what makes it so sexy too. You can see there's just lots of open space. Very little metal was left, even down to the reel foot where they machined out and ported out some of the metal on the reel foot, which most reel companies, they don't take the time or the effort to do that. They just slap on a chunk of aluminum there and call it good, call it a day. Now they also hid the reel size on the bottom of the reel foot as well, which is really neat. A lot of the other companies print it on the prettiest parts of the reels, and you don't really need to see what size of reel you have unless you're matching it up to your rod right then and there, and then it's on the bottom, hidden away from view, only when you need to see it. So really cool reel. They even machined and etched in the mountains on the clicker part of the reel. So really nice touch. They could have just left it plain if they wanted to, but they added a little bit of flair to it there. And this is the black color, of course, pretty self-explanatory, but there is also a platinum color, which is kind of a unfinished, just kind of an aluminum type of color. Also looks really neat. I'm kind of a black guy myself. I like matte black, and this reel kind of suits my style. And we'll give you a quick listen to the sound of this reel. So this reel, if a fish takes off on it and you get a little zing going, it has a very unique sound to it. So we'll hold it up here to the microphone so you can kind of get an idea of what that would sound like. So very metal, tingy, zingy sound. A lot of the other reels that have a click and paw style have plastic in them, which kind of dulls the sound a little bit. This one has that high-pitched scream to it all day long. So very cool reel. If you're looking for something extremely light with lots of style to it, to go with maybe a smaller dry fly rod or maybe a modern fiberglass rod, this really is the reel for you. That is the Colorado LT fly reel.